Hello, 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 hello. Welcome once again to the Dr. Susan, Ava, and me show. I'm Scotty, for those of you keeping track at home. So lots to talk about today. It's amazing how it's only a week, but there's so much stuff that happens in that week that then gives you more to talk about. Life goes on, huh? Interesting. So anybody else want to jump in and start?
Well, to your point, Scott, I feel like it just goes so much faster time. I don't know if it's me, but as I get older, time flies. Maybe I'm having fun. I guess we're having
Are
fun.
you having fun?
I think we're having fun.
Did you have fun in the past week?
I had fun.
What did you do? What was the most fun thing you did this past week?
This was an interesting week because I connected with a lot of old friends, and that's always really fun.
Okay.
So,
So when we say old friends, we're not just talking people that are old. We're talking friends that we've had for a long time.
Oh, you're so good at how we connecting to
No,
this.
no. So what out of the old friends that you had fun with this past week, what is the longest amount of time chronologically that you have known your oldest, longest friend?
well, I love that because my friend that I connected with yesterday, she sent me a note tomorrow that said, wow, we're celebrating like our 30-year friendship.
Right? So, and funny as though Ava and I were talking about friends and whatnot this past week as well. This weekend coming up will be the 39th year of a bunch of friends that I've known since grade school, where we all go do our guys trip to the same place. This will be the 39th year of doing that.
That's amazing.
And I bet you haven't missed one.
I did miss, I think I've missed two.
Too. Wow.
Over the years.
Wow.
One was a hurricane, and
Hope
one,
the other one was a birth of our child.
no,
No. Oh, okay. All right
was
then.
he was born way outside the parameters
Oh, okay.
of now.
I have to
so
look that back.
that
Well,
didn't go
You're right.
into.
He's born in February.
That's
So
right.
okay,
So
you're
lots of
forgiven.
time to recover.
Forgiven.
And the other one, I was in Texas, so I didn't have the opportunity to get there. But the point being that I feel, most people, their good close friends are usually from college or from older in life. I find it rare that people have a core group of people that they've known since they were like 5 years old. I feel sorry for people that don't have those just lifetime attachments. But at the same time, people don't seem to have, well, not most people, I don't know, but more than a majority of people don't seem to have that connection with family either. There seems to be strains in the family and stuff, and that's depressing to me. What are your thoughts, Dr. Susan?
Yeah, I think everything you said, Scott, rings a bell with just about everybody. Yeah. I think the blessing of all these relationships is we have the opportunity for longevity with them, but then we also are managing change. And
Yeah, new people can come into that group.
new people can and should come in.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing for everyone who is aging, is to continue to have new relationships and new friendships and keep the spark in their lives and have something new to bring to their older, longer term relationships.
She is so good.
Oh.
This is how good she is, because she's keying on the topics that we're going to talk today about, which is longevity and how we're, the trend in the industry now. We're all about trends, or at least the industry is all about trends.
Which industry?
Health, wellness,
Okay.
skincare. If you all put them in a pot, boil it up, and create your own industry.
Okay.
But as something that came up this week, and obviously articles are something that, particularly in print, that they weren't written overnight. It is a long time coming, just the nature of how publications work. But the trend in skincare and health and wellness is now, it's no longer about anti-aging. It's now about longevity. It's now about, we talk about biohacking and the other things that people would say are trendy. They aren't really trendy. They're time-honored, traditional type of healing methods that all of a sudden somebody, uncovered and said, "Ooh, let's repackage this and call it something new and fancy and make something new about it." So I find that interesting. I guess it's the search. Everybody wants something new and fancy, the newest, shiniest toy on the block. So if you can package up something that works, that's been around for thousands of years, and slap a new name on it, then the majority of people are so lazy that they say, that's something new, I need to try that.
I disagree with you. I think it came a lot from, I don't want to use COVID, but we always make an excuse. Okay, so diseases, we're getting shots for them, right? Prevention. You plan for you getting flu shots for November when it's the most likely that you get a flu,
I don't
right?
get flu
Because people
shots.
don't want to get sick anymore. So I think this is an interesting keyword. People are planning to be how they want to feel or look like when they're aging. When we age, no matter what.
Yeah.
But I think people are just like, okay, what will, because now people even at 40 getting facelifts, right? So what is it going to look
Younger than that.
like? You're sort of planning things out. How do I want to feel when I'm 80? I sort of like research more things, taking more vitamins, taking care of my mental health, spiritual. People really sort of proactive about aging, and I think it's wonderful. Now, anti-aging, longevity, to me, you aging no matter what, but how do you want to live your elderly or different age, whatever you want to call it? I think it's very cool. I'm excited for that. And what I love about the younger generations is they really savvy about skin and health and wellness.
Well, there's a
and
lot
they
more
really
information out there.
planning. They want, that is true, but they also know what they want, and they want a different way of aging or want to live their life differently. And I love this. Anti-aging for me, now I obviously, everybody could hear like this is not my first language, so anti-aging for me was always just a word. Like, did they came up with that because it's like, okay, we're not aging, and then it's just the skincare, like it's an anti-aging skincare line. So
Well, that's so true because, did they not have these? Was that not a term in Hungary?
No,
So
not
what
when
did you guys in Hungary? This is so interesting because
Well,
this is
when
where the
I grew up-
marketing concept of the Wild West of Western skincare goes.
those times it was a heavier cream for elderly lady.
No, but in all, as far as what marketing did exist to tell people what to do, how did you explain it
That's
to
actually
people?
a very good question, and I don't know that. We had, in Hungary, Helia D was a huge line, and then, Ilchi was another one who was a very organic, so ahead of her time. And she would say, if you want to exfoliate, basically take a sour cherry off the tree and then put that on your face. It's alpha and beta hydroxy. She was genius. She was such ahead of her time. That was big.
So you weren't so professionals or even just people talking about skincare and what would work weren't using buzzwords.
No,
They were just cutting through it and saying we're going to exfoliate the actual terms of what it's doing.
No,
or
there
what?
was no aging, or it was about maintaining your skin. Maintaining the health of your skin. I think that's the word,
Okay,
health of your
yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
The Hungarian would be egészséges bőr, your healthy skin. Those were the words that we used.
Okay, for the rest of the hour, you're going to speak in Hungarian to everything.
Okay.
And you guys can use your Google Translate at
Google
home
it.
to
But
keep it up.
Yeah, that's what I remember, and so I'm excited for this. I think it's cool. This might be also a little bit of a thing of like, okay, making men wants to be more getting involved with skin, right? Because I do come across a lot of times, and I don't know if your practice is like, do you feel like, oh, okay, well, how do I feel about getting a facial? And I think just the whole, instead of calling it a treatment or something,
Beauty. It's always the beauty salon, the history of.
beauty parlor,
Yeah.
right? Like that was like,
It's where the ladies that lunch
it's a little
go.
bit, this whole longevity, you know what that is? It's a little bit more gender neutral. Is that you guys saying it? It's sort of like, doesn't give it age or gender. It's just truly speaking to it's how you feel, not really how you look. Does it make sense? I don't know if I'm saying
We're
it
going for
Yes.
more quality of
correct.
life.
Yes.
A longer
she says it
life
nice.
is one
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
but we're going for quality.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, which is
Absolutely.
that's one of the blessings I think that came out of the pandemic.
Yes.
When you hit pause on everything and then return and reemerge, you are far more selective and intentional, which I think is the other sub
Even
theme
with
here
friends,
today. We're
right?
intentional. Yes, especially
Your
with
time is
friends.
precious.
Well, yeah, I
Sorry,
mean,
I don't mean to interrupt.
no,
you.
from
No, this
from
is a
COVID,
good
you're
dynamic.
separated from everybody, and then you come back, and then you're kind of like, oh, I don't have time. I haven't spent any time. I mean, it kind of makes you. I haven't spent any time for 2 years dealing with that person. Why would I spend time with them now? Interesting. I never really.
Yeah, there were a lot of lessons
about
from
that.
COVID that people learned that I think that we've taken with us, and
Yeah.
I do think
Not
that,
all of them are good.
but there were some good.
Yes.
And I do think that there is a more intentional way of living that I'm seeing as also with the younger generation. They're not just following some linear path like, okay, we're going to go to college or learn a trade and then get married and then have children and then be a grandparent and get, your retirement. It's not like that anymore. There's different paths for different people.
Did we
And
do that?
I did.
You did?
I sort of
Yeah, you
followed
did.
the plan.
You followed the
I
plan?
followed the plan. I did. I followed the plan.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. They just do it differently. They
Yes.
really much.
Yes, they march to their own drum, and they're okay. They're encouraged to for the most part. So it's a very different. I think this newer generation, and I have 3 children in their 20s, are very intentional of how they want their life to be, and it's not necessarily like, what do I want to be with? I'm 80, because I don't even think they could fathom that, but just more or less like, how am I going to live my life today in a very intentional way?
It's very values driven.
And like you were saying, Susan, or Dr. Susan.
Susan's good.
Oh no,
think
I like.
you earned
I like Dr.
No,
Susan.
you
I think
earned
Dr.
it,
Susan's
my
great.
friend.
Yes.
You earned
I'm
it.
listening.
lot
Or
of
sorry,
pressure.
the doctor is in.
earned it.
Susan's
But
listening.
anyway, I do think what you were just saying, well, as we often do in sync, I think the closer we sit next to each other, the more we read each other's brains. But I was thinking the same in terms of that we want to move more towards quality of life as opposed to just quantity and longevity, because we want people to have quality in their quantity.
So with the longevity is also comes from when I'm 75, I still want to take a long walk with my grandkids and my friend, or hike or do things that before it was like, well, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to go up in a ladder and take that off of the shelf because I'm 75. Now people are planning like, no, I'm still going to do that. I'm going to go scuba diving. I'm going to do all those things. And same with skincare. I still will be able to see my mascara put on or makeup or whatever that is you want to accomplish, not having skin cancer, which is, I do love that more and more people asking me. I just noticed that, who's the derm that I should go to because I need a skin check. And I'm like, I'm loving this. And it's younger people are asking me that, and it's so good.
Okay, but is it? See that, however, in my opinion, is trying to do a silver bullet thing.
What does that mean?
In
I don't
terms
understand
of,
what you're saying.
like, where's the derm that I can lop this off or whatever?
No, prevention.
So they're asking in terms of prevention, or they're asking in terms of.
You should have regular checkup.
Okay, because I will agree that I think people are more in tune with things of, they're not out. You think about it, when we were younger, we were out on tinfoil things, slathering people with baby oil with a reflector to get even more sun because there wasn't just enough sun sitting out on the street.
Wait a minute. So your dentist checkup is the same thing? Yeah.
sorry.
You are
Bad-
so bad with the phone.
Bad man.
Your dentist checkup is the same. You're checking for cavities.
Sadly, when was the last time I went for a dentist checkup?
Oh,
I know.
that's not.
I know. I know.
I know your doctor.
I know.
Well,
It's the same dentist I've had since I was a teenager.
Oh, well, wow. See,
Talk
we
about
were talking
longevity.
long friends.
Right?
But I was one of those people with the sun, putting lemon juice
Yeah,
in my hair.
sun
and
in.
Sun in and the aluminum foil
Yep.
and all of that and just enjoying the sun.
Johnson's baby oil.
I do think the
Lather
sun
up.
is really important.
It's up.
Oh, no, it is.
And
I'm
I
not saying
think,
it's
like,
not.
There's this fear of the sun. My dad, when I was younger, if I didn't feel well, he's like, get some sun, go swim in the ocean, put your feet in the sand, and enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Like, these are some of the beautiful. You can't bottle that up, right, and sell that. Maybe you
can.
can. I guess you can.
We're doing that in March in Palm Springs. We're bottling that whole sun thing up.
Yeah.
Because if you've never been there, there's a lot of sun out there.
There's a lot of sun.
Yeah.
There's
A lot of
some
beauty.
I love sun.
And you know what? We can get closer to the sun because there's a sky tram that goes 9,000 feet up on top of a hill, and the sun is 9,000 feet closer to your head when you're up there.
And I think you're going to go this time.
Oh,
you're
no.
going to do it.
Not
Scott.
just me. We will all be going up to the top of the mountain.
It's a pilgrimage.
Yes.
But we make sure we get our tickets in advance.
We will, and we're going to try to get somebody from the reservation to go up there with us, and we should do a whole thing up there.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
that. We can add that to our itinerary, right,
Yes. We
Susan?
will.
Okay.
Not to change the subject, but back to your
you did.
back to your son in at the and bottling that up. So continue bottling that up.
Well, I just enjoyed it. I wasn't scared of the sun. My whole childhood, I lived around the beach partly, and then just enjoyed my winters in Florida. And boy, did we put that lemon juice squirt all over our hair. Look how blonde. And it was just it was fun. We didn't worry so much about everything. And, we enjoyed ourselves. I think there's a lot of fear and a lot of worry today about so many things, and rightfully so. There is a lot of information out there. I think that's part of it. Maybe we just didn't know as much back then about different things, but I do feel because of social media, because of the phones, because of all this information, we really are having a difficult time as a community and a culture of just finding presence with each other, presence in nature, and our own ability to heal ourselves because we aren't being present enough.
I think part of it is everybody talks about detachment, right? You talk about the phones and you're attached. It's detachment and attachment. So if you are constantly attached to something, whether it's your phone or a laptop, work, whatever it is, it's really hard to detach from that to go into a different space, whether it be the beach or a vacation or anything else. In the past, we always talk about purpose and doing things on purpose. It was a phone that was attached to the wall, so you couldn't take the phone with you. Even if you were at a different part of the country, the phone's still attached to the wall. The computer still has to be plugged into something. There weren't really laptop computers to go wander around. The Commodore 64 had to be plugged into the wall, right? The Atari had to be plugged into the wall.
Yes.
Even the Nintendo 64 had to be
All
plugged
right.
in. But the point
Get the
is
picture.
that when you are at the beach, it's a concerted, purposeful effort, and when you're there, that's what you do. So you had to, if you want to entertain yourself, you're either going in the ocean, you can sit there, play with a ball, play catch, build a sandcastle, do whatever. The choices are both limitless but limited to what you have to do. You have to now. There's less detachment because even if you're at the beach, you got your phone with you. You have your laptop with you. You are connected to the world wherever you are, which keeps you from being able to turn this part of your life off and then turn this part on. And when you do that switch, it makes you see things differently. It just forces you to do that. If this switch is always on, no matter where you change the environment, it's really hard to come up with different ideas about stuff because you constantly have this bombardment of that. No matter what environment you're in, the music's always kind of the same in the back of your head. You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good way to
But
articulate it.
a lot of people believe that the phone or electronics are a good way to stimulate brain. So do you believe experiences are better to stimulate brain health? To keep it, how you're playing with the games and then information and learning things? So you don't
I've
believe
been
in that?
actively thinking about it because I do play the stupid little games.
You know that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's, they've done studies on it, on the serotonin things, on why the games are made the way they are in terms of giving you little, you press the button, you get a little endorphin feed because you won this level or you got this prize or whatever. And I get it. And it's hard to detangle yourself from
So
that.
why don't you go out and take a walk? Because
that's my
that
point.
should be also a serotonin booster.
This is my
correct?
point
So why
about
don't you?
because it's easy. This
Walk is easy. You go
no,
out the door.
This is much easier. I can be a potato-like slug and just press buttons and get the same brain rush as walking around or doing hiking or rowing or whatever without the effort. So that's the evil flip side of this little Pavlov dog thing.
Addiction is always the enemy of presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Right. But what in response to her saying why everybody wants to, that's fine. But when you don't have this, it forces you to be stimulated in a different way. You're not just reliant on the easiest path. You have to. It's like building a dam in a river. You have to force it to go find a new way. That takes a little more effort
Our phone is a social crutch, too.
because it's not just a phone anymore.
Right.
It's
It
and
lets
even
us hide in public, too,
Oh,
and
sure.
it makes
insulate
people
ourselves.
anonymous, and that's
Yes.
just such
And it
a terrible
contributes,
thing.
yeah, I agree, Scott. It contributes to the detachment and it contributes to that sense of isolation and the community fissures that we experience.
Yeah.
And community is the number one player in well being,
And the
overall health
It's
of
so
any
it is,
kind.
but it's weird because anonymously people will say, "I'm part of that community," because I'm interacting with it, and it may be a made-up screen name or whatever. They're able to do it.
Right.
They're able to participate in the community anonymously behind a closed door, not letting their
Not
true
vulnerable.
self know. There's no accountability on whatever they're sending out. At least, and when I say accountability, you certainly can take accountability for it, but you have to make that choice.
Right.
The ability to not be accountable is kind of the default, whereas when you're out there without being attached, without having the screen of the phone, you don't have the choice. You have to be accountable.
I like what you were saying too. It's almost a different reality. So when you, as human beings, we are always craving to have new experiences, new realities. That's how we grow and expand.
Right.
And when you're just giving yourself the same reality wherever you are, you're kind of really limiting yourself. How boring. Like, shut it down, allow yourself to experience your feet in the ocean, the smells, the sounds of the surf, all of that. If you're in your phone, you're not doing that. So we're not really experiencing our reality in the fullest way that we as humans are supposed to. And I kind of am trying to practice now a little bit, limiting my screen time. I know this is,
How's that going?
I think it's going pretty well. You can ask my
Don't
husband.
doubt her.
I'm not. There's no doubt. I'm just asking a question. Timber,
Oh my goodness.
man
so
down,
sorry.
man down.
Jeez. I don't know what happened.
Tech support. It's like Vanilla Sky,
Maybe-
Tom Cruise movie.
Maybe
Tech
that's a
support.
sign from the universe. I haven't checked my screen time very well.
Look, it's the man behind the curtain.
Yes.
It's
Thank you
just
so
it's a
much.
disembodied
You're
body. It's a
awesome.
headless body. It's just a pop your head down so people can see your head.
Susan.
Put your head in the screen.
Thank you.
No, come back. Put your
Kudos-
head down. We got to be able to
kudos
see
Studio
you.
Me.
That's Keith Parrish from Studio.
Yes,
that's-
headquartered in downtown Pittsburgh.
That's Keith's body. That's Keith's headless body.
With a beautiful skin, by the way.
That is hysterical. It's like when Toto pulls down the curtain. But anyway, but he's nice. But maybe that was a sign when you asked me about my screen time. Like, well, maybe it's not so good. But anyway, I'm working on it. And hey, I don't have it here. I think that I've noticed myself sometimes feeling that need to like want to pick up the phone. It's like addicting. So I'm trying to.
It is.
I'm trying to fight that because I really want to enjoy presence more, and it's a practice. Practicing that is a practice like anything else, just to be present.
So we're older than the kids, and it's addictive, and it's hard for us to put it down, right?
Yes.
how tough, and we have years, decades of experience of not having that. So in such a short amount of time, we've become addicted to it. So let's try to take our heads and put it into a generation that has known nothing but that. They don't even have a historical, personal ability to look back and look at a time when they didn't even have the opportunity to be this. So that's all they've ever known.
Okay, they also forced into it a little bit because let's just go
Whether
into
it's
the
forced
airport
or not,
now.
it just is.
You check in with all this thing, and I get paralyzed a little bit because I spell in Hungarian, all that stuff, and I'm like, okay,
You have to tell them your Philadelphia story from when you came to America.
So I came and I got to the train station, and they said to me, just look for Philadelphia, get on a train, and then you will get to Pittsburgh. Philadelphia, and I'm looking, and I said, this person lied. There is no Philadelphia. Because I did not know, because my language is phonetic. Yours is not.
Okay.
And I
little
stood
Greek
She's
there
looking for a
and
city that starts with an F.
staring
Philadelphia.
And staring. And do you know, I tell you what, that time there's so many people like, do you need help? No, it's okay. I'm fine. You are just liars. There's no Philadelphia. Who would do that to me? I'm like...
And she's model gorgeous at 19. She's just...
I am not gorgeous now.
You
Look
are.
at you, longevity guy.
No, you are entirely gorgeous now. But then, oh my God.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the aging part very soon. So the idea was for me to start playing with the word Philadelphia, and then I was like started. Oh, it could be like with a different letters. Philadelphia, and I scored. I felt so smart after an hour of standing there.
Crack
Now,
the
let me
code.
say, from a non-Hungarian speaker looking at how Hungarians spell and pronounce their words, it makes no sense whatsoever. It might have 37 characters in a word that says nudge. And it doesn't look, that's how it's pronounced,
Actually,
and it's not
Philadelphia
pronounced
would
that way.
start with an F. So actually, it does make so much sense.
But it might have 47 characters in it.
So I've also been told, Ava, that our idioms are very complicated from people from other countries, like old adages, old sayings, like that we hear from our grandparents.
The
that,
slang.
like something like, I always get this one wrong. A bird in a hand. What is it? The bird in the
Bird
hand.
in hand is
Two.
better than two in a bush.
Two in a bush. Okay, so things like that. There's all these little
It
sayings.
is, but you learn things through situations, right? So I'm sure whoever told you that maybe that, like I would learn it through what was that, what did they say it for? You know what I mean? Like
Context.
yes, and I just G. Willikers was my first English sophisticated word to me that I learned
I love
through
that.
She learned how to speak from Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island.
Wow.
And I would say
And
to
Three's
my
Company.
clients, like, your skin is G. Willikers. And one client said, oh, please, don't say that. It's not, like, it's not.
Whereas I'm like,
skincare.
oh yeah, let's use all those. Those are awesome
not
sayings.
skincare-ish.
Keep it up, yes.
I taught
But
her
I-
wrong.
Yes, I felt so sophisticated, and I just thought I could pronounce it well, and I was very happy. But I'm not sure how we got here, and I'm sorry we got rambled into this.
It's not rambling. It's good.
But I do think that for me, phones and digital anything, I believe it helps my brain maintain a little bit because I feel I was not smart with it before, and I'm learning new tricks. So I feel smarter, brain longevity. But I also believe what I'm getting from all of you, that experience and community, which is why I love this retreat, it's actually probably would be better for me to learn things and maintain that, because brain health is also so important for us as we're looking into how we're going to live our elderly years or older years. I'm not even
Just
sure.
live now. It's not, it really has nothing to do with
But you're going to have to live when
elderly
you're
years.
80 too.
I get it, but if you're living a certain way now, and hopefully if you're doing that with intention and correctly, and you have all of these little tools that you are putting into place, then in a perfect world, it's not going to be that much different when you're older. It just, I mean, sure.
Creating a mindset.
Yeah, and that
Yes.
mindset
And
is
the
going with you
mindset supports
wherever
us
you are,
going forward.
time and place.
But then the maintaining the whole ideal of I want to be independent versus living in a community, like the way I grew up in Hungary is like, well, your kids will taking care of you, so you don't have to go up in a ladder. It's okay for your joints not to move correctly, or you don't know what 2 plus 2 mean anymore because your kids will take care of you. I think it's changing. We want to be taking care of ourselves and be independent.
We
and
relish our independence
Yes.
and our autonomy, and yet we long for community connection.
Yes.
And that's really the balance that is sometimes eluding us. It's one extreme or another. Or part of our day is very detached, part of our day is
I tell Christian every day that he has to take care of us when we're older. Every day. So by this time, he's probably ready to kill me.
I do think the word balance is appropriate here because all of these
So
things
true.
are good
About
in moderation. So the phone, the smartphone, is smart and it's wonderful. My daughter lives in LA. I can FaceTime her and her new baby every day. I wouldn't be able to do that if it weren't for the smartphone.
point.
That keeps us very close. But if I did that,
Well,
for-
you would be able to talk to them on the phone and hear the goo goo gagas
not
and
the
everything
same
else.
as
You wouldn't be able to
having
see
a
them.
visual
I get it.
connection every day. And I think that if I did that for 10 hours a day, I would have absolutely zero life. But if I do it for a little bit every day, it's good. So I do think that everything is balanced. I think those games are fun. I love Miss Pac-Man. It's my favorite. My husband bought me a Miss Pac-Man for my last birthday, and I love Miss
Like
Pac-Man.
the actual,
You sit down at a table.
the cocktail table?
Yes.
We have one too.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Oh, yes. See? So when you come over, you'll like be at home.
That's so
They're very
exciting.
cool. They're very neat.
So
They're very
exciting.
cool.
So I'm enjoying Miss Pac-Man. If I do Miss Pac-Man, maybe a couple games a night, I feel fun and relaxed. It brings me back to the 80s. But if I were to do that for hours on end, my life would be crazy. I would get nothing done. So I do think that everything is balanced. And like you were saying, so the smartphone is good to a point in a balanced way. But then when you're sitting on the beach, probably good to put it down and enjoy the beach.
So this is interesting with the Pac-Man thing, because you can intersperse that with any old game, like any pinball game, or pick your thing, Joust, Galaga, or whatever, any of them. I can't even comprehend spending hours upon hours sitting there on like an arcade game.
Is it called addiction?
But
So
here,
what-
but
where
here's
does
the
that
thing:
come from,
I
though?
can easily do hours and just go down a rabbit hole. Whether it's just watching YouTube videos, I can spend hours doing nothing but playing with this thing. So
So you are addicted to that.
no? But
where is that
what's the
coming
where's
from?
what's the difference? Why is there a difference? Because it's still, I mean, in essence, it's still a game. It's still a whatever. Why is it so easy to get lost in that and not in the other one?
Or just walking versus
You could be lost in any of them.
You could,
You
but
could, depending
it's
on the
much more
individual.
unusual to be, to use a phrase, chained to the cocktail table Miss Pac-Man
Right.
than even if you're playing Miss Pac-Man on your phone. Why is that? Is it just that this can go wherever you
It goes
are?
wherever you are. It's mobile. You don't feel, even if you don't move, you know that you can. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
that
weird, isn't
autonomy
it?
piece. You're giving over to the contraption more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of visiting it and plugging into it. It's like what you said about the Commodores. You have to really create a literal
it's that
space.
insidious dark side that
to
Steve
go.
Jobs,
Yeah.
vegetarian guy that only eat freaking plants. I'm gonna just implant this in your head.
but it's with skincare too.
And I love Apple, by the way. Just saying.
Right? That there's people who are absolutely addicted to buy more skincare or do
Oh, yeah.
treatments.
Well, yeah, you can have
to the
addictions to anything,
absolute
certainly.
craziness. So they are all called addictions.
Yeah, and a lot of it is again about that, as you had introduced, Eric, fear based. You know, we're driven and often motivated by fear. That's where the youth obsession comes from. It's
So
a,
the
a
fear of
large
not
piece of
being-
it.
No, of getting
Yeah,
older. There's
not-
always
not
a fear of
it's
getting
a
older.
primal fear.
Yeah.
It's a primal fear of being rejected and again disconnected from the tribe or the community.
Also, like those phones, they have minute to minute, second to second information. So it's like, if I don't have that, I won't know what's going on in the world in
Yeah,
the last
that's a good point.
second. And I think for me, that's why it's exciting to have the phone, because you're constantly being updated about what's going on.
That
and
is
it's
so
actually
true.
is the same things going on, and again, repackaged like on different news cycles. over
No,
and
it
over.
is a
But it's
competition.
that- It
It
is.
becomes a competition,
Yes.
even with the group of guys that we grew up with.
Okay.
It is a competition. Ozzy Osbourne just died.
I know. And I knew that because I was on my phone at 2 in
But
the
it's
morning.
like, who can be the fastest to say R.I.P.
Yes.
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yes.
And it's weird to look at that, but it kind of is that. Or, what's the latest news? Who's the first one to post it?
Yes.
It's like a
Wonder
competition
why. I don't know what that is either.
to be the first out.
Yes, and I think that
Established dominance.
when you hold those phones in sometimes it's almost like your hand. I have had those phones in my hand looking for my phone. Have you ever experienced that?
Sure.
Yes,
Of course.
multiple
Wait, what?
times.
Attachment.
Is my
a
brain
couple
not
days ago.
Where's my phone?
longevatized?
Has
Oh,
anybody
it's
seen
like
my
your
phone?
sunglasses are on your head. Where's my
Yeah.
sunglasses? And they're on my head.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
yes.
But you know what? I'm just
Me too.
this just popped in my head. So if we have a competition just within our small little groups of a couple people on a chat that wants to get the information out there first, now it becomes a little more clear for the news organization or company being the first out of the gate to get it out there, because that really is a competition to get the clicks and to get the
Yeah.
money without verifying it. And we've had instances where one of the guys, one of the on the group has put out information as soon as it's released that's had to come back and say, hey, that information was wrong. So it becomes a little more clear if you expand that onto a national or even global basis, which news organizations are, of why people are so quick to release stuff, because it's a competition. And before checking to see if it's actually real or not.
So
Like the Coldplay thing. Oh my gosh.
That was just this week. That was crazy.
That was this week. Wait, it
cannot
seems
believe
like
you
that
made
happened months ago. And it just happened within the last
You were
week,
talking
right?
about Trenting. There's a whole new word. You've been cold played.
Oh, the funniest is they sit around Airplane, the movie Airplane, where they have Jim never likes his coffee black. It had Jim never used to listen to Coldplay.
oh my God.
It was so funny. Oh, just the memes
So many
is
memes,
ripe for
so
picking.
many things.
It's so bad.
It is bad, but it's hilarious.
It is funny. Maybe it's your whole water cooler philosophy. Like that's one thing.
That's the water
still
cooler right there.
bringing
That's the
us
water cooler
together, because we
conversation.
don't have that anymore. So, maybe it's not one upping. Maybe it's just like I've got this news to share. Like this just came up. You got to be on top of it. It's like the Love Boat, was, or like Cheers. Now we have this information. We don't want to be left out. We have FOMO about it. Does everybody know what FOMO is?
I don't-
Fear of missing out.
Oh, okay. I learned something today too.
That's
Thank
what it
you.
is. You don't. If everybody else has it, you've missed out.
Gee willikers, Ava.
Get with it, right?
There is a fear of missing out. I don't want to be the only one that's not participating in the Coldplay discussion. Imagine the poor people in like some island in Papua New Guinea, and all of a sudden the cruise ship pulls in and everybody's talking about Coldplay and what happened. And the poor people in Papua New Guinea that aren't hooked in, they're like, what the hell is Coldplay? What's going on? They have no clue. They have missed out.
So I'm going to challenge you on this one. What
That
you
the
all you
people in
said-
New Guinea
no,
know?
All you said is about your article that you read about longevity, and I just think you just proved my point. Is this is another capitalistic way to get involved people
No.
who yes
No, it's
who
not.
who wants. Now the skincare industry wants to pull in the people who are very health conscious because they are realizing now, and hear me out
Yes,
here.
I'm listening.
I personally always believed what your skin is what you put in your mouth and what you eat and how you exercise and how you take care of yourself. So now they challenge and they want to sort of I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and that's why I'm living in America. So I'm just saying they also trying to compete with this industry of okay, longevity, let's not say it anti-aging, let's get men involved, let's get younger people involved. We'll just sort of help you plan out how you will age. And these are the tools, what you need. I think that's what's going on, and I'm sorry, but
No, it
that's
is, and
how
I agree with you. But let me ask you this and I'm not disputing that at all. I agree with you. Is it bad for younger people to think about
No,
their skincare in terms of longevity?
I said at the beginning, I think it's great that they know more. Now, they could make bad choices as well.
Right.
'Cause not everything is...
They could lie out on that tinfoil sheet and slather themselves in Johnson
It's
baby oil.
unprotected sun exposure that we talk about.
That's what we
sun
did.
Is great for you. Sun is essential for even brain health. Even your eyes need
Yes.
sun. So
Absolutely.
actually, it's unprotected UV exposure. And cancer is actually in a cellular level disease.
It's genetic
so
too. My grandmother, who you knew, Mimi, who you knew, she was 92 years old when she died. She was the color of this tablecloth. She was wrinkly blonde because she would literally just go Crisco herself for years, even when she was old. Never had any cancer, never had, and she was playing bridge 2 days before she died. 92 years old. Sharp as a tack until the day she went.
And Ava, wouldn't you say there's a big difference between the ingredients in
Yes,
protective
and
sunscreen?
yes.
Because if you're putting toxic chemicals all
yes,
over
and so those could mutate
your
bad cells.
skin, it's not good.
So again, back to what we ate. What we used to eat, it was so much more cleaner. And then our, food industry changed, and then skincare industry. It's still so vague and unregulated. The FDA, how what's proved by them, what's not, what they could copy and not. And then businesses are running for profit. So where they getting these ingredients? And most of them, I'm learning that they're not made in the U.S., which is kind of sad. And then can they control it? What's in those ingredients? What these companies are mixing together and be putting it on our skin. So
And what you ate, if you're eating fresh, like tomatoes have a kind of a built-in sun protection factor into them, lycopene and stuff like that. So there are certain foods that you eat that give you some healthy benefits as well.
Yes. And you also were saying something about your eyes, I think is so interesting. Like I wear contacts, but I try to wait till I put them in and go outside and get real good,
Yes.
vitamin D in my skin. And
Yes.
I'm not staring at the sun, but I just want to have my eyes be open with just the natural
Yes.
sunlight and the energies of the world and the universe just coming into my skin and my eyes and bare feet in the grass, and just enjoy that first thing in the morning before you put all your protective wear into go.
You're doing that,
love
and,
that
and it
you
makes me
said
just want to go, well, go ahead and do that. And I'm going to
She
go,
got
as you,
No, I love that because I remember breaking my ankle and the doctor said, all you mid-50s, young 40s, you just start exercising and you don't take care of your bone health. You start exercising so heavily because you want to lose weight or whatever reason you want to do, and you don't have your vitamin D level, mine was 6 at the time. So you can't do that. Bone health is essential from that.
I just broke my ankle. Today's my first day with my boot off.
So did they check
totally.
your D level?
The D was huge. I was so impressed with the
oh,
doctor.
got to be careful though,
told
because
me.
you can actually, too much
So
D
how
can be
did you
toxic.
break your?
Oh,
How
well,
did you break
I am
it though?
taking D. I broke it at a Keith Urban concert. Ooh. Yeah, I was jamming.
You're one
out
of
to
those.
Keith
So-
Urban.
Details are on her Patreon.
Or details are
Paid
with
here.
at Mr. Zappala's office. Details can be
I
found later.
got to see the most of the concert, and then I was on I had cute boots on, and I was walking
it's
to the
all
Uber,
about-
and just kind of, just my heel or my ankle twisted down into the
no.
ground. It wasn't fun. So this was 2 months ago. So I've been pretty sedentary this summer, which has taught me a lot. There's always a gift in everything. So there is even a gift in a broken ankle. I learned this summer to just, be more relaxed. I didn't play sports, obviously. And so I took more quiet time and more meditative time. And I actually found that I really enjoyed that. And so know now, as I'm healing, I think I'm going to spend more time doing those things. But the other thing is, I am now taking vitamin D.
I love that. Now,
Did
I
Jeff,
have a question
was,
for you guys.
was Jeff and Fetch It for that period of time?
He was very supportive.
Grapes!
I have a question for all of you because I'm struggling with this when we were setting this up. Like, I was just thinking, so longevity, is it a vanity or vitality?
Good question.
Where are
Ooh,
we?
I like the juxtaposition of that. Vanity versus vitality.
Yeah, what
I think-
is the
I think
the
they're gonna have to
difference?
use
Like, I'm
that.
trying to always translate the word for me in Hungarian, and there is a fine line in there. Not because here's the thing: is it matter why you're doing it? Is it for vanity or vitality? Is it really matters? But I don't know why I always try to think like vanity for me is a little bit of a
And to you, it's capitalism. Vanity is
yes.
capitalism.
Is it a negative word? I don't know. I sort of think maybe it's a little bit.
That's-
Vitality
that's
is
be-
a such more positive word to me. And again, why does it matter? But I don't know. But it just popped into my head, and I would just wanted to.
It makes
see
me
what,
think of the song, You're So Vain. I bet
But
you
you think the song is about
you.
you're so vain, so vain.
so
Carly Simon.
your brain cells and everything is.
We're talking about you, Warren Beatty, wherever you are.
So is it like even matter? Should is skincare specialty even I should be thinking about that or just let it go?
I love it though. I think it's spot on. Spot on. Spot on.
But
Yeah.
Spot on. I just think it's different for different people. And, you know, some people, maybe it's both. Maybe for some it's one. Maybe it's something entirely different for another. So I think just we, as you do, meet everybody where they are. But the word vanity, because we're talking a lot about words today, I do think that word may have more of a negative connotation.
Right.
Then vitality has a beautiful connotation as to be fully alive, and I would say that anybody would want to have a beautiful life of vitality as they age. So anything that you could say is going to help you with vitality, I think would be very favorable for most of the population. But if you start using the word vanity, to me, again, thinking of that song, I think you might be saying like, okay, well, that person wants to be beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with being beautiful.
But it's all about them.
But the focus is on them being beautiful and maybe
It's
wanting to
superficial.
be, narcissistic in a way, the most beautiful in the room, the better than everyone.
It's that competition thing back in there.
So I feel like that's the word kind of connotates for me, but maybe not for everybody.
I think to be vital is to be powerful,
Okay.
and that's very authentic. And to be vain is to be fearful and
Oh, I
driven by
love how you
a
said
less authentic.
Because it's a presentation. It's,
Yeah,
it's
motivation.
a created.
Thank you.
It's like a
That is
costume you're
so-
putting
why
on.
That's what I.
Yeah,
That's what I
it's a-
think. Now, that's
See,
not
the
to say
doctor-
that we
the
don't.
doctor knows.
Because I know how to
That's
operate.
right. Yeah. Ba-dum-bum.
But you're all weak, folks. But I do think we all possess a little vanity. It may not
course.
even be
My
where
nail
we
is painted.
where we
Just for
think
today.
it is, and I don't know. I think that's kind of beautiful. You know, there's a vulnerability to it, and an accessibility. We relate to one another because we want to lead sort of with our best and avoid judgment,
Okay.
even though we're
But that's
probably
the fear
ones
part. The
judging.
avoiding judgment is the that's the
Exactly,
fear
because
part.
judgment separates. Judgment creates the polarity, and going back to our primal selves, that's what we fear most, because separation is death.
Yeah. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
No, exactly. But the vital piece, our vital life force, is what we work with in all of our flow practices and holistic healing itself, and even in Western allopathic models, because you always introduce and remind us, Scott, everything is frequency. Everything is a vibration. And so vital life force, I mean, they have a name for it. In Japan, it's ki, and In China, it's qi. I think it's more central to the culture and awareness than it may be in the West. But we all know we want it. We all want to be vital. But I think when you truly
Centering,
are,
trying to just
you're
find
chill, it's
yourself. I
very
mean, the Western
authentic.
kind of idea is like, go find yourself. Even with explorers in the past, it's like, go find yourself. Why did a lot of people get on a tiny little ship? If you've ever seen, like, have you ever gone to Columbus and seen the full-size mock-up of the Santa Maria? They have a full-size mock-up of the Santa Maria, Columbus's ship, in Columbus, right there on the water. And if you think about the concept of getting on that little tiny, it's tiny, relatively speaking, to get on that thing in Europe, not knowing how far it is you're going and just saying, let's go. It's like, okay, go center yourself. There was something pushing all of these people to just not knowing where or how far the destination is, but the leap of faith to go find yourself, to, you know, that there's something else out there.
The me and the I identity is uniquely human, and at least the capacity and what you talk about, Scott, which is the drive and the motivation to express that, to have an individual impulse that leads you toward an action which requires you to take a calculated risk
Yeah.
or make a calculated investment. We know we're breaking through because we're making important sounds. But
Breaking through.
we as human beings are always calculating, and we're always determining what our next move is based on what we hope is a meaningful gain.
It's the 5-year quest, the search to go where man has
Never gone
gone
before.
That's right.
Captain's log.
Oh my God, you guys are so good at that.
A lot of people, I'm glad she gets it, because there are I throw out a lot of quotes from things, and people
Love it.
don't get them anymore.
I love it. We do that often, Susan and I. What's our favorite?
Oh, she's opened the door. I'm going to start throwing them out left and
It's
right
coming.
now.
It's
we
coming
like,
our way.
what are we? Wonder Twin Powers.
Yeah.
Activate.
Yeah.
Say that one.
Form of a...
Electra Woman and Dinah
Right.
Do you
Girl.
remember Electra Woman and Dinah Girl? Did you ever see that
Sort
one?
of.
Scott
I don't
can't
remember any
admit
of
it.
these.
I remember ISIS.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Mighty Isis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are goodies.
Saturday morning cartoons were exciting. Again, the water cooler thing. It was something we all did. We woke up on
Very
Don't get me
good.
Saturday
started.
Very
morning
good point.
to go watch these silly cartoons. and
Don't
it
get
was
me
like,
started. They sit there and say you can't watch Bugs Bunny cartoons because they're too violent. Has anybody watched a Megatron, whatever they call them?
That
they're
came
very
up,
violent.
That exact topic came up at a family dinner I was at on Friday, and what's considered
Yeah.
consumable and appropriate in terms of cartoons versus now. But we had these cultural syncing mechanisms based on. One of them is shared media. You were
Yes.
talking
Every
about
new
that.
child should be sat down and forced to watch 3 hours of Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Probably.
it has symphony.
It has
introduced
everything.
us to the
And
orchestra.
the parents will enjoy it too, because there's
It's a
stuff for
lot
the
of
parents
culture.
in there.
It's a lot of culture.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a lot of creativity poured into that, a lot of sophistication actually in that level
Yeah.
of humor.
I like Tom and Jerry.
I love Tom and Jerry.
Ava
That's
loves
what
Tom
we
and
bring it
Jerry.
up.
Do you like the mouse or the cat better? Who's a cat person? Who's a
Oh,
mouse person?
I actually love the dog
The
Spike.
dog.
because he's just so.
Ava's our breakaway.
Well, the Spike,
She
you know,
keeps
big
us on our
bulldog, he was the
toes.
protector. But he was the
Yeah.
protector of the mouse.
And that is who you are,
He
Ava.
never took the side of Tom.
why I like
He always took care of the mouse. He was the great protector.
Wasn't he chained?
No, he had a spiky collar.
Oh, spiky
That's
collar.
hence his name, Spike.
That's right. Okay, good. Yeah. I have to admit, I did like that mouse. I really liked
Yeah,
Jerry.
it's mischief and
You probably like
cuteness
Speedy
and-
Gonzalez, too.
I don't know. I just really liked Jerry. Jerry was my guy.
A little mouse.
I liked the little
Yeah.
mouse. I was the youngest in my family.
Tiny and mighty.
What about you, Susan? Which one?
I think the mouse.
You
I
like the
identified
mouse.
with the mouse. But what would he be without his foil?
Yeah, what would...
The
if Tom
young
isn't coming up...
Gosian.
Yes.
But it's like the Coyote and Roadrunner. It's all of those juxtapositions of the the underdog versus the powerful one. And usually, at least in those instances, the strength is in the underdog winning or overcoming the more powerful at
Yes.
face value.
We're built to overcome resistance.
That's why we like the
That's
underdog.
that's
Yes.
why, and that's why we like our Pac-Man. That's
that's-
why we like our games on our phone.
That's why these are all created in America. Europeans aren't making Bugs Bunny. They didn't come up with it.
Oh, here we
They didn't
go.
come up with Tom and Jerry.
They did not.
That's right.
Yeah.
We did.
I'm gonna have to look it up what we created. Sorry, guys.
I've seen
Anybody
your
from-
cartoons over there. They're not the underdog. It's a little guy with a line.
Yeah, the line,
Woohoo.
the French line. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you
he's not
very
an
much.
underdog. He's just following the line.
I'm gonna have to come up with good ones.
I would love to see that.
It's
I would
interesting.
That's a,
It's
too.
good.
that's a very cute one. I'm sorry.
From a artistic angle, truly. I mean, it's literally it's a line, and he forms into a guy and cliffs, and but it's a singular line of how many things you can do with a singular line. It's
Wow.
really neat.
And Asterix, that was a cute one about the Vikings. They were
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, what a miracle animation is to think about. Like
This
how
was
they-
from decades ago, though.
how
This
they
is
did
not
that.
something new. This is
Yeah.
just
incredible.
yeah. It's very
The
neat.
amount of patience to sit and draw
That's
over
yeah.
and over these, and then just make a little tiny change. With
It
each
is. It's like
one.
a flip book type
Incredible.
thing on a video.
It's incredible.
It's neat. So the longevity thing, back to circle around on that. It is. It's not. It's to try to get people to look at life as a whole and not a silver bullet. It is back to what you were saying of how you've always approached it, and that's why I love your opinion on it. In that, we don't have to come up with new ways to do stuff. The old ways work. It's just trying to get younger people to pay attention to what has always worked. So if you have to come up with a new term to do it, just to get that switch to say, oh yeah, okay, I'll give that a whirl. And then invariably what happens is if you try it, like if I sat there and told you, and this doesn't have to do with the result, but if I told you that you're going to have the same or similar results by injecting yourself with whatever, fillers, Botox, whatever, or just having a nice, relaxing longevity therapy, and we're really making a hard attempt to not say things like anti-aging or not even calling them like facials anymore, because it's just it's therapeutic. We're trying to come up with different terminology to find people ways to get them to flip that switch. Which would you choose? I'm going to inject this into your head, or you're going to have a nice, relaxing, therapeutic guide, and you're going to get to the same result.
Of course, number two. Of course.
But everybody's just running out to jab needles in their head.
Well, that has also immediate, like the phone with the game, you get that instant gratification.
I'm pushing that button, and the food is being pumped into my head.
Yeah, and
It's like the
you
Matrix.
Have to be careful with that
the
because
thing in my
I
head.
I have to go back to if that makes somebody feeling better about themselves. Maybe that's
No, listen to me, people. You don't want to be Neo with the just as an energy pod for the computers in the Matrix. You got to detach that thing, and we'll get there eventually.
feeling
Pull the
better
plug
is
out.
looking better. Essentially, I believe in that. If you feel good as a whole, as your body, you look good. That's just how I think. But
Yeah, but you're gonna make them look
But you're
better
still
in your
gonna have
body.
wrinkles. It's just. But is that a really bad thing? Right? I don't know.
You know what? I was on a plane at 4 o'clock this morning, and I actually had the little iPads. I was on the plane, and I put the little iPads.
you did?
Yes, and then fell asleep. And I'm sure everybody was looking at me and like, what the heck is the guy in 22F doing?
They were probably regretting not doing it themselves.
Probably, because I had thought.
You
but,
influencer.
I thought about it too, because I put them in the fridge last night, so they were
Wow,
cold when I
you-
took
to
them.
be going back to the planning. Oh, here we go.
intentionality.
Yes,
Yes.
right. Of
Proactive
I am
here.
being, I'm making a plan. I'm
Proactive.
thinking
I
about
like
it.
That's great. You're a good
So-
role model.
I wonder
Do I have less wrinkles on my eyes? Do I have less? Look at me,
They
people.
look
Do
good.
I have less eye
You look
bags?
like a baby.
I wanna
You do
say
have
what
good
you just
skin.
said.
Oh,
You're
thank you so
so
much.
good.
It's all her
I
skin.
almost feel like we could
I had a
end
feeling.
with that. What you just said was so good. You said
Feeling good, looking good. If
yeah.
you feel good, you look
You
good.
look good.
Because just think about it, and from Qigong too, I remember my posture was different after the session
Yeah.
with you. And when your posture is different, you're taller, you're looking up, your eyes are, it's a fact. Challenge me.
It's
Anybody who
You
empowering.
wants
probably
it. It's
breathe. You
empowering.
breathe better because you're not all
so,
covered up on yourself.
Like what you said, empowering. So there is that. And I just think, yeah, maybe I have some sunspots and I have some lines and a big deal. However, I feel good.
That's awesome.
So you smile more, you look into people's eyes, you're saying hello. It's just, there
Yeah.
is that.
That's
Yeah, but when
beautiful.
people say you have good skin, I'm just like, thank you, and then I feel good.
It's all good.
It's
Well,
all
there's-
good.
all good.
there-
It's all
so we
good.
have to think about vanity for Scott.
Oh no. Yes, but I'm very vital in my vanity.
Okay, all right. Is our time up?
Look at that.
It is.
Right
It
on
goes
time,
quickly.
folks. That was a wonderful cavalcade of
It was fun.
conversation that we had.
It was.
We're not even like the laser loop. We're like a whole thing going all over the place. You never know where the conversation may lead, but that's part of the fun of the conversation. Detach. We give you a detachment for an hour to just jump into our lives and the chaotic nature of what life can be, and that's where we're going to end up. So, as we experienced this past week, who knows what's going to happen next week? There may be all kinds of things
Yeah,
that
who knows?
could go on. So we're not even going to make a plan of what we're going to talk about. We're just going to show up next week and talk about whatever happens. But I'm sure it will be interesting.
I love
That
What do you
can
think?
bet on.
I love that.
Love that too.
Will that be interesting?
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay.
You make it interesting.
No, I don't. I'm just here. I'm just along for the ride. So until next week, folks. Oh, by the way, you can send if you want us to talk about topics. Send it
Send
in.
Yeah,
them
that's a good
in.
idea.
That's a
DM
great
us.
idea.
Send us a message. Let us know. And as the benevolent dictators that we are, if it's a good idea, we'll talk about it. And if it isn't, we won't. So thanks very much. And check us all out. Green Eris Retreats. It's in March. Look it up. Where can they find information?
GHretreats.com.
Because we can't spell Eris, makes it easy. And Ava, if they want to find out about all our therapeutic longevity treatments, because we're not going to.
.com or .net.
That's right. 2 S's, ESSpa. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.